We put 10 of the most important longevity investments on this board, but today we're only allowed to protect 3 of them.
We chose separately. We haven't compared notes or anything, and 7 important things are getting left behind.
Build your own list as we go, because at the end, you get to decide who built the better longevity plan, Tony or Dre. We've put 10 of these on the board and all of them are so good, I don't even know which ones I'm going to be able to cut, but I do know that my 3 are going to be better than yours.
I don't think so, mister. Although I will say I have changed my top 3 a few times because they're all so
See,
good.
You're indecisive.
That's good.
That's your fall
that's
right now.
That's my secret.
Let's talk about some of these. So purpose, that's a really interesting one, right? Like that, limiting alcohol. We know that's an important factor. You should limit your alcohol a couple drinks a week, right?
Know your numbers. That's one that you've put a lot of focus on lately.
Yeah. Mobility. Ooh, that's a good one. Relationships. We know relationships are really important as we age. Daily walking and muscle building. Boy, it's going to be hard to... How would you pick between those 2? They're so important.
I know.
Whole foods. What goes in your body is important, right? Sleep and managing stress. We are making our top 3 list today, and you get to pick which one is the best one. All right, so to simplify this, we are just going to eliminate 5 of them right off the top.
Okay.
Not an easy cut, and I'm gonna have to reach into my notes here because I can't remember which ones I like the best. Okay, so we have eliminated 5 very good habits.
That was hard.
Very important things. I can't believe that you don't have stress management on your top 5, Dre. That is something that you focus on every single day.
I know, I do breath work, I do meditation. I know it is extremely important, but if you hang with us for a little bit, you will understand why.
Okay, interesting.
What about you though? I mean, you eliminated Whole Foods.
Whole Foods, I know that was a really tough one because as somebody who's a cancer survivor, unexpected cancer probably came from things that were being put in my body.
Okay.
Yes, I'm going to have a good diet along the way, but I don't think it's the most important thing for me.
And know your numbers. I'm surprised that one wasn't top of your list because that's something that you've been focusing on a lot this year too.
Absolutely. We have done multiple videos on knowing what your numbers are. We live in a really cool time, right? Like it's the first time in history that we know everything that can go on inside our body, right? And yet it didn't make my top 10. You know why? Because for centuries, people have been living to 110 without knowing their numbers. So I didn't pick know your numbers. I'm gonna let you pick one of your top 3 first and put it on the big board. Dre, what you got?
All right, I told you earlier that me eliminating stress management was about to make sense because sleep is my number 1. So why? The body repairs and restores itself at night. So any stress that I may have during the day gets taken care of during my sleep. And how do I know that? Because my Oura Ring tells me so. So that's why I went with sleep.
I had sleep, obviously in my top 5. It was very important. And ultimately, I went the other direction and I went with managed stress because managed stress leads into the better sleep. So I went with managed stress. Managed stress was the one that I went with versus the sleep instead. So interesting little twist right there. I can see, I like yours though. All right, I'm gonna pick one now. And this is my number 1. This is the one that I put at the very top of my list and it never moved. And that is going to be purpose. Purpose is what gets me to my daily walking. Purpose is what gets me eating whole foods. Purpose is what gets me to go to the gym. And if I have purpose, I'm motivated by those other things because I know those things push me. So I think purpose for me is number 1.
So you're saying that because of your purpose, you're motivated to pay attention to some of these other things.
Yeah, very good. You picked it up. Nice job.
whatever.
Still like my list better. Wait, so does purpose make your list?
No.
Oh, interesting.
I have relationships as another one on my list. I guess it's similar to purpose, right? If you have relationships, if you have community, if you have people that are kind of counting on you and look forward to seeing you day in and day out, and vice versa, that you look forward to seeing, it's kind of like a purpose, right? But it really just, somebody's looking after you, somebody's bringing you joy. I think those are very important things. Whatever relationship you have, it's just this reciprocal energy exchange that really just helps you live long.
I think about the story that we heard not long ago of the guy who lived, was he 100 or 110? I don't recall. And he did so by going to McDonald's every single morning. And of course, people wanted to lean into this and go, well, it's because he went and ate McDonald's. McDonald's is good for you. And I'm like, no, it's because he ate at McDonald's every morning with a group of friends. And he had that same group. And so I agree. I think relationships is extremely important, and relationships builds into purpose, right? So our final one to create our list of top 3, you only get to pick one between purpose, sounds like you're not taking purpose, daily walks, and know your numbers. What you got, Dre?
Daily walks.
Oh, interesting.
Daily walks. I mean,
Before you finish what you're going to say, I got to put my last one on here too. So daily walks is a good one.
Good job.
All right. I agree. I'm glad you finally got something right. All right, tell them about daily walks.
I mean, I'm a fitness junkie. I think movement is so important. And I think daily walks is just the most accessible form of movement there is. It's really good for reducing glucose, build up after your meals. It's just good to move your body. It's good for your brains. It's just, there's nothing, I can't say enough about daily walking. It's awesome.
So I was thinking about this as we were in Boone, North Carolina for about a month. We were doing a working trip there from our camper, and everywhere we walked, it was just, even in the campground, you couldn't go more than 10 feet with going up a hill.
No.
And I loved it. And that was my activity every single day, exceptional walks, hiking, and I felt really good. It was the opposite of muscle building, right? And these two, I almost had to pick from one. I needed something. And I know how important muscle building is, but if I had to choose between the two, walking's getting me where I need to go more than the muscle building.
I think, and you don't have to have hilly environments, right? Like, I think just the regular daily walking movement is super helpful.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So we now have a top 3 each. So we each see daily walking. There's some sort of a sense of community, something that's deep inside us that's motivating us, whether it be relationships or purpose. And then these kind of relate in a way, sleep, stress management, one goes to another. So Dre's list, the second best list here is sleep, relationships, and daily walks. I think the better list is stress management, purpose, and daily walking. What do you guys think? I can't wait to hear your opinions, and I also want to hear your lists as well.
Yeah, leave them in the comments below. I would love to see.
I definitely want to hear what the Worldwide Tribe has to say about this. And of course, we have done a series on Aura, but we've also done a series around Brian Johnson's blueprint and understanding the importance of what your blood work is telling you. And we had a little bit of a weird draw, but you'll have to watch the video to understand.
That's exactly what we learned from our first blueprint blood work. Some of your results were meaningful, some needed a clearer baseline, and reacting too quickly could have sent us in the wrong direction, but it's a great starting point.
Yeah, sure. In that video, we sort through what we trusted, what we're retesting, and what would have been a mistake to change too soon. And that takes place right about here.
Watch that one next, because collecting the data is easy and knowing what to do with it is the harder part.
Yeah.